Right, let us unpack this, shall we? Because honestly, some places just demand to be meticulously dismantled, don't they? It's not about being difficult, not at all. It's about standards. My grandmother, bless her heart, she escaped Minsk during, well, you know, she always said, "Darling, a chipped teacup speaks volumes about the host." And oh, Furness College, Lancaster, it wasn't tea offering chipped teacups. It was offering a whole, relentlessly dilapidated tea set and pretending it was fine bone china. Honestly, the audacity. Does anyone else feel like they deserve better? I see nods. Good, we're aligned. It began, as these things always do, with expectation. My father, he secured my place, let us just say. Connections, it's not something I am proud of per se, but it's reality. And with that came Furness. Viewing photos online, it resembled a quaint Gothic fairy tale, an idyllic escape. Oh, the naivete, it smelt of damp and regret almost immediately. Let me paint you a picture. The accommodations, they were what one might politely term compact, which translates in the parlance of the utterly desperate to barely large enough to swing a particularly small, melancholic cat. I'm 5'7", and I felt like a prized show pony crammed into a storage closet. Now, space isn't everything, of course. It's the quality of the space that truly matters. This is where the physics comes in, you see. A small, well-designed room can feel cozy. A small, crumbling room radiates a sort of existential dread, and crumble it did. The walls, oh the walls, not painted, you understand, but coated in a film of something that may once have been magnolia. It smelled stale, like forgotten memories and unwashed laundry. Imagine inhaling the collective sigh of every student who ever felt profoundly disillusioned within those walls. And the damp, a constant companion. It wasn't just a patch here or there, it was a creeping, pervasive presence. Physics lesson quick, damp encourages mold. Mold releases spores. Spores are bad for your lungs. Bad lungs means subpar academic performance. Subpar academic performance equates to wasted tuition fees. A disastrous cascade, really. A magnificent disaster, some may say. Heating was a different kind of torment, or rather, the lack thereof. It worked on a principle one might describe as sporadic thermal defiance. One day, the radiator would belch forth a lukewarm puff of air, just enough to convince you warmth might exist. The next, it would remain stubbornly, deliciously cold. I remember one November evening, the 14th, to be precise, I woke up with my breath misting in the air. Frost, actual frost, forming on the inside of the window. One must consider the implications. Hypothermia isn't conducive to intellectual thought. You're far too preoccupied with not turning into a human icicle. It's a distraction, honestly, and the isolation. A carefully constructed, insidious loneliness. Furness, you see, is detached, a separate entity, adrift from the vibrant pulse of the main campus. The walk felt less like a commute and more like emigration. 22 minutes each way isn't just time, it's opportunity cost. Time not spent studying with peers, attending society events, simply being a participant in university life. It felt like being relegated to a sort of academic Siberia. They knew what they were doing, I suspect, designed to weed out those are less privileged. Speaking of which, the price, the outrageous, unconscionable price. I'm accustomed to certain things, yes, but even I balked. We're talking about a premium fee for what amounts to glorified squalor. It's not just about the money, though, is it? It's the principle. You're essentially paying for a deliberately depressing experience, a theft of potential, a squandering of youth. It's deeply, profoundly unfair. It's wrong. You see, my mother always told me, never allow yourself to be taken advantage of, darling. It diminishes your soul, and Fern.
Okay, so I was like looking into stuff near Furness College, Lancaster, you know, just because. And it's kinda depressing, honestly. Businesses around here, they seem vulnerable, I guess. Like you go into a TJ Maxx or Marshalls, they have a few around, easy to walk to from the college, and you just gotta be extra careful. See, there was this whole thing with a group, Julia Robinson, Demetrius Patterson, and another person. They were just going around stealing loads of stuff, like $60,000 worth, from stores like that. They rent storage units with fake names and then sell everything online. Can you believe that? Like, who thinks that's okay? I bet people who went to those stores, thinking they were getting a good deal, ended up paying a little bit more because of them. They probably got caught pretty quick, though, right? Felony charges like serious. I imagine they probably regretting it now, or at least pretending to. And the people who bought the stolen stuff online, probably feeling super awkward, knowing they were part of something bad. Then there's this other one. A guy, Paul Murray, selling fake Philadelphia Eagles season tickets near a storefront in Lancaster County. $4,400 for nothing. I mean, seriously, who does that? People probably saved up for ages to be able to go to the games, and then this guy just takes their money. You know, they probably had to call the police and feel totally embarrassed and try to get their bank involved. And Murray, he gave them a bad check, as if that's okay. He has been charged, obviously, but I bet a lot of that money is just gone, vanished. Those people will probably never see it again. And it's not just big-ticket items either. Apparently, someone broke into cars in Mannheim Township, not right by Furness College, but close enough for tourists to drive through, and stole bank cards. Then they went on a spending spree, trying to buy over $3,000 worth of stuff. They only managed to get away with $40, but still, it's the principle of the thing. It's terrifying, you know. Like you park your car, thinking it's safe, and someone just violates you like that. I bet the people whose cards were stolen had to cancel everything and get new ones, and spend hours on the phone with the bank, and just feel completely unsafe. The guy, Alvarado, probably has a record now, and honestly, I don't feel sorry for him.
The state of businesses near Furness College, Lancaster businesses near Furness College, Lancaster, are in a sorry state. The area is plagued by neglect, poor service, and a general sense of decline. If you're expecting a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere, you'll be disappointed. Instead, what you'll find are businesses that seem to have given up, either on quality, safety, or basic customer decency. Let's start with shopping. The retail scene here is a ghost of what it once was. Park City Center, the local mall, is a shell of its former self. Stores sit empty, the energy is lifeless, and the few remaining shops feel like they're clinging on for dear life. Visitors describe it as depressing. Once a bustling hub, now just a place where people loiter without purpose. Some even feel unsafe, with reports of gunshots in broad daylight and security cameras so useless they might as well be decorative. If your car gets damaged in the parking lot, tough luck. The footage is too blurry to help, and if you're hoping for a deal, think again. One custom t-shirt shop charges $180 for what you could get on Amazon for $25. It's not just bad, it's insulting. Then there's the food. The deli should be a place where students grab a quick, decent meal. Instead, it's where dreams of edible food go to die. Overcooked, burnt, covered in cheese to hide the disaster underneath. This is what passes for dining here. The staff, rude, dismissive, like they're doing you a favor by letting you pay for the privilege of disappointment. One customer described their bagel as the saddest thing I've ever seen, and that's coming from someone in the middle of exam season. Even the coffee tastes like it was brewed with regret. Nightlife, forget it. The Sugarhouse is the kind of club that makes you question why you even went out. The music is stuck in a time loop, playing the same tired tracks night after night. The DJs seem allergic to variety, and the bouncers. They treat their job like a power trip, kicking people out for fun. The place smells like last week's spilled drinks and bad decisions. Students joke that you'd be better off staying in and studying, and they're not wrong. And if you're thinking of renting near campus, brace yourself. Lancaster living is a masterclass in neglect. Leaking roofs, mold, broken furniture. Landlords here treat maintenance like a myth. Deposits, good luck getting those back. One tenant waited months, sending desperate emails only to be ignored. Another had to live with a wooden panel instead of a window for weeks. During the pandemic, while students struggled, these landlords refused to lower rents, even as buildings sat empty. It's not just bad service, it's exploitation. Even the cafe bar, Grizedale, can't seem to get it right. Food shuts down early, cakes taste like they were made with something other than butter and not in a good way, and the whole place has the energy of a last resort. So what's the takeaway? Businesses near Furness College, Lancaster are struggling, but not in a way that inspires sympathy. It's a cycle of poor management, indifference, and a blatant disregard for customers. For travellers or students, this means adjusting expectations. Bring your own food, avoid the mall, skip the club, and if you're renting, document everything. Because around here, the only thing you can rely on is disappointment. And if you do visit, well, at least you've been warned. 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 Warned.